Alright, all freaking right, we are moving on. You see my hair is out here looking stressed as hell. I'm not stressed for real. There's just a lot of terminology, but that was rude. But again, I want us to go through this because it is necessary, even though it's very tedious, time consuming. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of talking on my end, okay, and it's a lot of listening on your, probably talking your heads off right now. But again, just think of it like a lecture. I hope you all are learning something. But these are terms that other terms you may hear, and a lot of these tend to be newer, and they're being used a lot more commonly now. Okay. Um, cisgender, cisgender, C-I-S, gender. One term, just one word. Cisgender is a term used by some to describe people who are not transgender. Cis is a Latin prefix meaning on the same side as, and is therefore an antonym of trans. A more widely understood way to describe people who are not transgender is simply to say non-transgender people, but cisgender, who, they identify as their biological sex, basically. They identify as, you know, with their biological everything. Gender non-conforming, a term used to describe some people whose gender expression is different from conventional expectations of masculinity and femininity. Please note that not all gender non-conforming people identify as transgender, nor are all transgender people gender non-conforming. Many people have gender expressions that are not entirely conventional. That fact alone does not make them transgender. Many transgender men and women have gender expressions that are conventionally masculine or feminine. Simply being transgender does not make someone gender non-conforming. The term is not a synonym for transgender or transsexual. It should only be used if someone self-identifies as gender non-conforming. So, gender non-conforming, you basically don't conform to that gender, but you are not necessarily transgender or transsexual. Genderqueer, a term used by some people who experience their gender identity and/or gender expression as falling outside the categories of man and woman. They may define their gender as falling somewhere in between man and woman, or they may define it as wholly different from these terms. The term is not synonym for transgender or transsexual. It should only be used if someone self-identifies as genderqueer. Okay, we've gotten there. Alright, I'm going to skip through all of the other transgender talk because that's not really relevant to the term talk, like the terminology talk. So we'll do that one another time. However, I want to go over the terms to avoid. Terms to avoid, these are problematic terms. Some of them you may agree with, some of them you may not agree with, and that is all fine and dandy, but here I am. I'm going to tell you what they are. Agree or disagree, I don't care, but at least you guys are learning enough to debate. Okay, moving on. Problematic, transgenders, and a transgender. Okay? Nah. Okay, I went over that before, but it's preferred transgender people or a transgender person, not a transgender. No. Transgender should be used as an adjective, not as a noun. Do not say Tony is a transgender, or the parade included many transgenders. Instead, say Tony is a transgender man, or the parade included many transgender people. Problematic is transgendered. We talked about that too. Preferred is just transgender. The adjective transgender should never have an extraneous ed tacked onto the end. An ed suffix adds unnecessary length to the word and can cause tense confusion and grammatical errors. It also brings oh my god, what am I saying? It also brings transgender into alignment with lesbian, gay, and bisexual. You would not say that Elton John is gay, or Ellen DeGeneres is lesbian. Therefore, you would not say Chaz Bono is transgendered. Get it? Simple, right? I know. Problematic. Transgenderism. Preferred none is not transgenderism. Okay? This is not a term commonly used by transgender people. This is a term used by anti-transgender activists to dehumanize transgender people and reduce who they are to a condition. Refer to being transgender instead, or refer to the transgender community. You can also refer to the movement for transgender equality. Do not say transgenderism. No, that's gotta go. problematic, sex change, preoperative, postoperative, preferred transition. Okay, all of this that we're going through is a transition. Now, if someone says that they are pre-op or post-op, usually it's because they're either announcing it so, like, you know, like, they don't just announce it to the world usually. Like, I'm in a lot of, like, FTM, trans man, transgender groups on Facebook, and it's, excuse me, someone says that they're post-op, it means, like, if you're wondering why the chest is not, you know, flat and doesn't look like it would after surgery, is because they haven't had it yet, so they're post-op. It's kind of just like informing people, I guess. That's pre-op. Post-op is after the surgery. Yes. Post is after, pre is before. And if they're post-op, then usually people are saying it because they're really excited that they're post-op and they can show off their chest, even with the scars and the tissue and the cleanup and stuff and the pain. They're excited as hell, and I surely will be. I will be showing my chest off. I hope I get this little tummy right that y'all can't see right now, thank goodness. But I'm gonna be showing off my chest after I get my surgery. I sure am. I'm not gonna show it off before. My chest is a little too big, and I'm not doing that. I'm not comfortable with that. But after my surgery, I'm gonna be flexing with my shirt off all the time. All the time. I know it. Anyways, so just say, like, transition. Like, we're transitioning. There's some more stuff. Oh my gosh, let me talk about this one. Please do not call me a tranny. Do not call me a she-male. Do not call me a he-she. Do not call me an it. And do not call me a shim. Okay? That's just all liable to get you cussed smooth out. Don't say that. That is really offensive. And when people are saying things like that, they tend to know that they're being offensive. So please do not. And don't call anybody an it. Okay? That is so degrading. It's so degrading. Please don't call anybody an it. Alright? Do not call me a tranny ever in your life. Some transgender people do refer to themselves and other transgender people as trannies. I understand that might be I'm going to say our because I am a part of the community. That might be our word to reclaim. However, I don't want to reclaim it. That's not a word that I'm looking to reclaim. Y'all can keep that. Don't call me a tranny. Point blank, period. End discussion. Other than that, I think that's about all that we have to go over in you know, ways of terms and terminology. So I hope we all got a little bit more educated than we were before. Like, jeez, what video? This is like video 5, maybe, I think. So like 50 minutes ago. So like damn near an hour ago. I hope we're a little bit more educated than we were before. And if you're not, then you just should watch the videos again, listen to me ramble. And if you just like to hear me ramble, that's cool. Glad you like my voice enough to just want to listen to me ramble. But yes, alright, I'm going to put the terms that we talked about in this video, and that's it. We're done. Okay, class is over. Class is dismissed. I know y'all excited to be leaving. I know y'all excited to be over with this. But I feel like, again, this was important to talk about, so I do appreciate you guys for watching, sticking through it, bearing with me, and hopefully opening up your minds to something that you might not have known before. Because I know a lot of these terms might have been confusing or just unheard of to you. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. Truly, I truly, truly do. And class is dismissed.